Hello, guys. Welcome to Elevated Podcast. It's Juan Lozada here with you. It's a whole new week, so you know what that means. It's a whole new message. If you're new here at my podcast, I welcome you. I'm grateful to have you. I'm here to uplift you. I'm here to encourage you. And more than anything, I'm here to grow with you because I'm learning as much as the next person. And just welcome. And if you're back, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening, liking whatever, comments, subscribing. I don't know what it is, but I love you and I'm thankful for you. But I love getting messages from you guys. Hey, Juan, keep up the good work. Hey, Juan, man, this inspired. I don't know what it is and I don't know how you do it, but thank you so much. I love you guys. This week I'm actually going to be speaking on imagination. And I labeled this message, Imagination Produces Faith. Imagination isn't something that a lot of people talk about. And I noticed that it's not something that's tangible or that you can see or even sell for that matter. But imagination is so important. And we need to allow imagination to take us places that we've never been before. We need to allow our imagination to take us to a place where we need to be in life. Because I believe if you can imagine it, you can accomplish it. So you have a destiny, you have a purpose, you have value. And allow imagination to take you there. Allow imagination to take you places you've never been before or you're scared of going. But without further ado, let's get started, guys. I'm so excited. Let's run this. So many times I sit and I ponder about my childhood. And there's a lot of things that I miss growing up. I miss the endless energy that I had. I miss being worry-free. I miss enjoying life and having a stress-free environment. There is no doubt in my mind that a lot of our childhoods were cut short because of life's troubles. And many of us have forgot what things felt like, what things looked like, when some things smelled like, or even sounded like. But the concept that I bring you in this message is forgotten by many. It's unused anymore and it's underappreciated, and its name is imagination. I wanted to begin this message with an activity, all right? So, if I asked you, how does God look like? How does God look like? What would pop up in your mind? What's popping up in your mind right now? What does God look like? And maybe you don't believe in God, and so you see a blank canvas, right? Or for some, God is like this judge. For others, he's a good father. For some people, would even picture this amazing sunset. And for others, he's just a friend that is there when you need him. But whatever you pictured, I don't care what it is, you just used your imagination. Now, creators are constantly using their imagination to create reality. Everything, and I mean everything, is created through imagination. There's people that literally use their imagination to create a big screen TV, the radio, Facebook, your phone. I mean everything. And God snapped when he made humankind. And he formed earth. And I truly think that he imagined it. I truly think that he sat down and just started creating this creation so that we as creations could enjoy it as well. Everything from nature to human beings is so well put together. Like every cell in your body, every your structure, your organ, I don't know what, everything, it's just so perfectly placed in order to function right. But what's the big deal, right? Like, some people just say, nah, like, it's, no God created it, it's just there. But we can't doubt the fact that imagination is instilled into everyone. Into everyone. Imagination is the fuel of success. I want to repeat that. Imagination is the fuel of success. Yes, motivation, perseverance, discipline are powerful, things that drive us and drive us to our goals and dreams. I believe in each and every one of them. But what if I told you that your imagination can take you further than your passions or your talents? Would you believe me? And if you don't believe me, it's okay. Let me elaborate. Imagination is a God-given tool so that we could go places that we could never think of before. I want to stop here and I want to elaborate on that. There's things that we think of, like there's goals that we set and we put them into retrospect of reality. I could only lose 15 pounds this certain amount of time, right? Or I could, whatever your goal is, right? But there's a limit. There's this limit that we put on ourselves within a month time. Like if I were to tell you, hey, can you lose 100 pounds in that month? You'll probably say, no, that's not realistic, right? Because it's really not. But that's because as humans, we tend to think of things in short term and never really expand into what we can. If you can lose 50 pounds in 4 months or whatever your goal is. So this is the importance of imagination. It's primitive to our success. It's like this. God created us, right? And placed talents, gifts, and passions. That's the foundation of us. That's the foundation of who we're meant to be, why we have purpose and value. Because we have certain talents, we have certain gifts, and we have certain passions. Something is brewing inside of us that pulls us to that environment. Whether it be music, art, helping others, whatever your talent is. But there are aspects in our lives, they're not aspects in our lives that are meant to be hidden or unseen and not even unused. So, because of those gifts and talents and passions, they have consequences of these thoughts of where they can take us, where these things could lead us, of many variables. You have a certain purpose in life. Now, when we try to achieve our goals, which we need perseverance and discipline, and a whole lot of patience comes along with that. But the thing is that without imagination, we would have never gotten to the point of trying to have discipline. You see, following your dreams never came easy to anyone. Ask Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, ask Steve Harvey, Dave Chappelle. Ask anyone who is successful. And I've noticed that a lot of people laugh at other dreams. They laugh at them, but they're scared of following their own. So begin not only acknowledging your talents and gifts, but also chasing them. Allow your dreams to take you places that you could never think of before. And the story that impacted me so much about imagination was this. I want to talk to you about McGregor. I love McGregor, man. If you're a McGregor hater, man, forget you. Not just playing. But, real talk, this guy, he was hitting the gym every day, right? And so, he was telling his story. And as he was telling his story, he said something like this. He said, the most powerful thing that I had was my mind. I would go to practice every day, and sometimes my wife would miss eating just so I can eat and get to the weight that I need to be at. Imagine that's sacrifice and that's love, right? And then he would say, And then I would go out there and I would try my hardest and, whatever. And I had discipline, whatever. And right. But then he said this. He said, after every fight, I would be driving down in my beat up car, driving on a certain road, and it was like a hillside, right? And I would overview, and I had an overview of the whole city. And as I was driving, in my mind, I could have stopped and said, this is as far as life is going to take me. But what he did was imagine driving a Mercedes Benz. Like actually driving the Mercedes Benz instead of driving his beat up car. Like he would imagine being in a Mercedes Benz looking at the overview, and he said, you want to know something? Once I achieved the level that I was at, like that he is in now, he looks back at that moment and he said, my mind was already made up. My mind was already made up that I was going to be successful. And so that's what you have to be. You have to be successful. You have to understand that there are certain things that are going to hold you back momentarily. But if you allow imagination to take you, like there's people that say, I'm never going to drive that car. And you've already lost. But if you started using your imagination, I'm already driving that car. You know why? Because I'm confident it's going to happen to me. People say I'm never going to afford to have that house. But guess what? If you imagine yourself in that house, you've already won. You've already succeeded. You know why? Because now it only takes hard work and dedication to get to your goals. So what are you waiting for? There's a lot of people who are saying, I want to be this or I want to be that. All right, then go do it. What are you doing to get to there? What are you doing? You can't just hope and cross your fingers and hope that you get there. You have to be willing to put in the work. So with that, guys, I leave you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love each and every one of you guys. And truly, I hope that this week is filled with power and just this drive of trying to find who you're meant to be. Because I know that you have a bunch of potential. And I want you to achieve greatness. I want you to influence others. I want you to be a driving force of inspiration and positivity. So, I love you guys. Don't die. And if you die, I love you. Without further ado, I love you guys, man. Have a wonderful week. God bless.